Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amelia and here on this channel we talk about writing, journaling, and productivity to help you curate a life that you love. So, guys, I did it. Spring had finally come and I was able to collect some flowers and press them. I made a little video on my TikTok as well as on Pinterest, which I will put up here on the screen somewhere so you can kind of see it, but I'll put a link down in the description box below to both because I was able to press flowers and I'm so happy with how it turned out. It was so fun. This is the first time that I've ever pressed flowers, actually, but I really enjoyed it and I was waiting for so long to be able to go collect flowers because spring in Indiana was very late coming. It just didn't show up until now. But today we are doing a spring scrapbook spread in the name of pressed flowers, more or less. And my goal for this spread was to make as many flippy tabs as possible and to press flowers and put them in the journal. Alright, before we get into this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more scrapbooking, journaling content like this, and let's go ahead and get into the making of our spring scrapbook spread.
Alright guys, welcome back to another spread. It's kind of weird as I record this voiceover because today we had our first 80-degree day, or above the 80s, in the mid-80s, you know what I mean. It was a really warm, summery day, and it feels like I made this spring thing a little too late, but in all honesty, maybe Indiana just doesn't have a spring, because we had a bunch of rain, we had a bunch of cold weather. It was in the 40s, and then all of a sudden we entered the 80s, so I don't know what happened there. Spring just kind of didn't show up. I'm not really sure. But so I really wanted to make a spring scrapbook spread. I kind of want to do one for each season. I feel like that's just a really fun idea. So we'll see what happens in the future, but today I really wanted to experiment with this spring theme. I went for the soft, colors, pastels, pinks, a little bit of purple for the color palette, and a lot of flowers, a lot of birds, and of course I used my pressed flowers, which we'll see later in this video, so that was super exciting. So right here, I used some torn paper on the left side with a little bird cage, and I tore out the little design from the paper that I got in my little scrapbook paper book thing. I'll link it and all of the other products down below as best as I can if you're interested in using the same things. On the side there, I have a bird greeting card type thing. It's covered up right now, but that bird greeting card I actually got at the dollar store, and I love buying little greeting cards at the dollar store because those things go for $5 to $12 at Target or anywhere else. So over here on the left side, I wanted to make a bunch of flip tabs. I saw someone else do something similar and I really liked it, so I wanted to try it. I don't remember who did it in the first place. I've just been wanting to make as many pockets and flippy tabs as possible recently, so that's what I'm doing here. Each one was an index card that was blank on both sides, and I cut it in so that way the edges were rounded. I don't have a special tool for that, so I just kind of drew some little rounded edges and then cut it out, and then I designed each one differently. So the top one, for example, has some colored paper on the bottom that was just printed off from Canva, and then I put pictures on each one. Each design is different. I have one where I just wrote, and then I have another one that was a stamp, and you'll see the same stamp used later, so that was pretty cool. It was really fun to play around with them. If you want to see what they look like, just head back to the little frame where I had them all side by side. You can pause it and go and look more in depth at them, but they were so fun, and I loved that I made little individual designs for them. Over on the side, I also have some pink paper and grid paper printed from Canva, and then I have these pink note cards that I cut in half and put the part at the top with some green washi tape. And then right over here on the side, I know a lot's happening so fast, I'm rushing to catch up. I am drawing little flowers on the inside of this envelope to kind of give it more depth. It's something I really love seeing, the designs on the inside of the envelopes, so I really wanted to try that myself, and and at first I was going to use a stamp, but because it wasn't exactly what I wanted, I ended up just free drawing it. I think it turns out okay. I wouldn't say I'm the best doodler in the like my household even, maybe, I don't know, but it was certainly fun to try. I'm also using rounded like tape. I'm just folding it over because my little glue tape stopped working at the very beginning of this scrapbooking session, which you might have seen earlier. This little flower is also printed from Canva. Again, I use a lot of Canva elements and little colors to kind of, you know, create more sticker type things, because I don't really want to spend a lot of money on stickers, but I did find a cool hack. The dollar store sells like little packets of stickers for $1. It's honestly my new favorite place to buy scrapbooking materials is the dollar store. I'm not even joking. Like that, I need to do a Dollar Tree haul or something and show you guys because it's so cool. So I'm using this tan paper as well, which was from the birdcage paper. It was like a little bit of scrap left over, so I'm using it as a background to kind of create a divide between the plain white inside of the card and the plain white of the envelope containment thingy on the inside. So that's kind of my goal for that. I'm also using a lot of washi tapes here. My colors were like pastel green, light pink, and then this like white grid washi tape. I think that those worked best because they just followed my color palette, which was, again, that pastel colors, mostly pink. I really wanted this to be so pink that it hurt your eyes. That was the goal. And on the back of these cards, I'm actually adding more Canva cutouts and stickers because I felt like the back needed something. And I will put quotes on some of those little flip tabs in the back, but I really wanted to try to make as much, I guess, use up as much space as possible since I had it there, and it looked kind of weird bland. I'm also adding this, like, I don't know what this is, like, tweed material. I don't really know what material this is. I found at the dollar store, it was like a ribbon type thing that you could like tie on little gift packages or something, and I thought it'd be really cool to cut it and put it into my bullet journal every now and again. So that's what I'm doing here. Again, it was $1, so I got it, and I kind of like that it's there. I don't know if I like the way I used it in this journal. It works, but I feel like I would prefer to use it like as tying like a little bow, or maybe use it in other places to add texture, but again, I do like that it adds texture. I'm also adding these little Canva like photo things around different parts of the journals, add more dimension and to just kind of make it more visually appealing. Not that it isn't already, because there's a lot going on, and like I said, I'm having trouble keeping up here. So I got these two stamps actually at an antique store. I went out with Matt, we went to an antique store, and I found these really cool stamps, and they were really cheap and inexpensive, and stamps are so, gosh, everything in scrapbooking is so pricey for some reason. So I got these stamps, and I need to practice my stamp work. I've never had stamps before, so I am not very good at like getting enough ink on them and then pressing them down, as you can see. So I had to go over the top part because I had a quote with it. I had to go over it with a pen because I didn't get enough ink on the actual stamp, and that's just because I'm very inexperienced, I guess, when it comes to stamps, but hopefully if I get more, it'll be better in the future. And I'm also using some of these flower stickers that I got from the dollar store, again, to just add more content to the flip tabs. And the whole reason I made this was to use my pressed flowers, so of course I'm using some of the prettiest ones that I have. The first one is this like purpley, just beautiful flower. I don't even know what flower it is or where it came from, but I absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure I picked it off of my neighbor's bush. Don't tell them that, but I think that's what happened. I'm sorry, but it was beautiful. This other one on the side is a lot longer, so it fit the space perfectly, but it was a weed, but it's still pretty. You know what? Weeds they have flowers, they're just as pretty, and I don't see any reason why I shouldn't use them to press and put in my journals. And I think one reason I really love pressed flowers is that, again, it's a really inexpensive way to add decoration to your journal, and I value that.
Alright, and that was the making of the spring scrapbook spread. Before we move on into the final flip through, I wanted to point out that this spread was really dedicated to spring because it finally showed up and I was able to press those flowers, and honestly all of my spring dreams were coming true. So this was actually really fun because I don't normally use such bright colors like pink and purple in my scrapbook, so this has been really fun because I'm not a very colorful person. I'm just not. So definitely something that was new. I'm really excited to show you guys the final flip through because I'm actually really proud of how this spread turned out, and I think my creativity served me well in this one. So I hope that you like it.
Wow, wow, wow. So much happened with this spread. I'm really happy with how it turned out, but there's a lot going on. I don't think I've ever made them this cluttered before, but like I said, the goal was to add a lot of flippy tabs and a lot of little notes. So at the top, I have the words spring with a little doodle flower. I can't say it's my best doodle, but it's okay. And then I have below that a quote that says, "Let your dreams blossom." And I wrote a few more flowery springtime quotes on some of these flip tabs, as well as adding some stickers and just some color and stuff to the bottom since I left them blank originally. On the side, I did write about my thoughts for the changing of the seasons, and I even wrote a little note to myself that I stuck inside of this envelope to kind of commemorate the changing of the seasons and the times for everything that was going on. And overall, I'm really happy with it. I think that it does feel a little cluttered, but that's kind of the look I was going for, and I do really enjoy the way this spread turned out. It's very vibrant.
Alright, and that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you again for watching today's video. If you want to see more content or scrapbooking ideas, please be sure to give me your suggestions down in the description box below. I would love to hear them. And until next time, I will catch you later.